Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Lovely to see all of you on this slightly grey Monday morning. But anyway, I don't know whether you've noticed it's getting a bit lighter in the evenings, which is always a harbinger that spring is just around the corner, let's hope. So lovely to see you. And today we thought we'd concentrate on eye makeup big time. I usually get a pretty free ride on these Makeup Magic Mondays because what I do is I burble on for a bit like I am now. And then I hand over to Sally to do all the hard work, which is fine by me. And fortunately, Sally doesn't seem to mind too much. But you may have noticed that this morning I have no eye makeup on. So you're in for the slight jeopardy of me applying my eye makeup live for all of you to watch. As I said, I'm doing it because I usually get a free ride. I thought I should offer myself to show you and demonstrate something to you that I would like to do this morning. In fact, I think some of you know that I've just come back from a wonderful holiday that I've had in Thailand. I got back last Monday morning, and when I was there, I'm always very keen to spend as long as possible in bed in the mornings because I absolutely hate mornings. So breakfast was served up till 10:30, and I wanted to find a way to stay in bed for as long as possible, but still look reasonably civilized when I went to breakfast. So what I was doing, and I did this on the first morning, I just got up, washed my face, put some skincare on. Then I applied some Light Look Beauty Balm very, very quickly. Then I put on a bit of blusher and lipstick, so 3 products basically. And then where are they? Where they gone? Here we go. I put my sunglasses on and I went down to breakfast like this. So fortunately, breakfast was more or less outside in the sense that there were tables outside. So I was chosen outside table in the sunshine. So nobody could see my eyes, and I'd got the minimal amount of makeup on, but I actually did look quite civilized. So I got away with it. And it occurred to me that putting eye makeup on is always the fiddly bit. It's the bit that takes the longest. And it's the bit that I think we should concentrate most on, really, when doing our eye makeup. I think aging has more impact, perhaps, on our eyes than, well, it certainly has on mine, than any other part of our face. And it makes eye makeup incredibly tricky. So you need techniques, you need good products, and obviously every product that we make is particularly formulated to suit your older eyes. And if you apply some of these tips, techniques, things that Sally and I are always sharing with you, it really does make the most enormous difference. I don't like my face without eye makeup. I think it looks very unbalanced. I think it tends to make me look my eyes just don't have any definition. They just, it does, to me, eye makeup is the sort of wonderful moment when I feel that my whole face comes to life. So let me demonstrate an eye makeup process with you. I'm going to start by saying what I've already done, because I think that's really important. Obviously, I've already put my face makeup on with blusher. There are 2 parts of your what is really your face makeup that makes a huge difference to your eyes. And the first one is highlighter. Highlighter, because if you put highlighter here, as I've done this morning, and here, and a little bit on your brow bone, then suddenly you've got a sort of an area here which you are bringing forward. You're making it more obvious, and that's really, really helpful. And the other part, I think, of eye makeup preparation is to use concealer. Now, I have now got here and here extremely dark shadows. It's because my eyes have gone back in my head, an effect of the, it's horrible to talk about these things, but I'm going to talk about the shrinking of my skull, which is inevitable with aging. As we get older, our bones shrink. And the effect of that is that the eye area goes back into our heads much more than it did when we were younger. So it can look very sunken if you've got these dark shadows here, which I have now. So I use concealer. I push that concealer into the corner of my eyes, there and there, and then I top it with translucent powder, and it makes so much difference because immediately I've got rid of that dark shadow and my eyes look better. So that's one way that I prepare highlighter and concealer. Now, I'm going to start, and I've already done my brows. I've done those because I'm not demonstrating the brow shape today, but I've used brow shape and I've done them into the shape that I like. They're important because they frame the eyes. They're the top frame of the eye. The first proper eye product I'm going to apply is the eye primer. Primer, why? Because actually, if you put this product onto your eyelid, it keeps everything that you then put on top in place for longer, and it makes it look smoother. By longer, I mean until bedtime. I mean, I go to bed at, well, quite late. So I take my makeup off at about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, having put it on first thing in the morning. And it's always exactly the same as I put it on first thing. And the reason for that is because I've got primer on. Now, I know that our primer now, and this is demand from you, you know, we always respond to what you ask, is in squeezy tubes, which you've told us you prefer. But I cheated a little bit because I've got an old container and I squeeze my new eye primer into the old container because I really like this application wand. I'm cheating a little bit. If you've still got one of these, you can of course do the same thing yourself. But basically, I just put some of this like that onto my eyelids. If you've got a squeezy tube, just put a little bit on the back of your hand and then rub it in from there. And then I use my fingers to just rub that into my skin. You can push it into the corner as well, because if you put it into that corner where you've already got concealer and a little bit of translucent powder, it just adds an extra cover to what you've already done. So that's pretty easy as a straightforward process. And as I said, that's preparation really. If you've got slightly oily eyelids, just make sure that you wipe them well before you apply any eye makeup, because if you've got some oils onto your on your eyelids, then that's going to affect the eye makeup that you apply. Okay, so nice and dry now. It feels nice and smooth, and I'm ready to do what I need to do. Now, I have something very exciting to show you this morning. It's a product that we've just placed an order for. I wasn't sure about this product at all when it was mooted in one of our meetings to discuss potential new products. And it's basically a chubby stick. Now, I don't know whether you know what chubby sticks are, but they are, let me show you. It's a propelling thing, you know, you push it up like this, and it's a stumpy bit of slightly shimmery eyeshadow. So it's not powder eyeshadow, it's creamy. And as I said, I was pretty dismissive about this when it was first mooted, and I said, I don't think I'm going to like these. I think they're possibly going to be for our younger customers. By younger customers, I mean people like Sally. I don't think me at my age with my crepier eyelids is going to work, this is going to work at all. Anyway, I'm always the person that trials new stuff along with others. And the first morning I put this on and I thought, oh my goodness, this is nice. And I've pretty much used it every morning since because I like it so much. So we've used, as I said, we've just put the order in. Don't get too excited. It's going to still take 3 to 4 months before we actually get it on the shelves. But I am really, really excited about it. We're going to have 3 colors. We're going to have one called gunmetal. Amelia's going to try and find out what the other colors are called because we can't remember, but one's definitely called gunmetal, which is for cool tones. Then we've got a lovely creamy colored one, which is for warm tones. And we've got a neutral one, which is more taupey. Okay, so what do you do with this? Well, it's dead simple. You basically put it, and I'm going to apply it to the inner part of my eyelid. So I've got a mirror here because this computer screen isn't terribly clear. And I just show you just how incredibly easy it is to apply this. So like that. And then on that side to match it like that. Okay. So if I get in close, hopefully you can see what I've done there. Maybe I'll put it a little bit further over like that. Okay, so that's as simple as it gets really. And the effect of using this is that it gives you a lovely bit of brightness in that inner corner. And as I said, I didn't think my eyelids were like it. I didn't think it would suit me, but I actually like it very much. And I think it's a lovely product. So I can now use the warmth of my finger just to smooth that in. or you don't have to. I mean, it's entirely up to you. But that's it. That's all you do. All you do, and I think that's a really nice addition, as I said, to my eye makeup. Now, in addition to that, I'm going to use powder eyeshadow, and the powder eyeshadow I'm going to use is Pewter, which is this one. Pewter is one of those colours that I think, if you're cool toned, is universal. I mean, you can use it every day. It's a brilliant, brilliant colour. You can use it in lots of different ways. I sometimes use it all over my eyelid. Sometimes I use it just for definition into the socket line. Sometimes I use it as a line along my lashes because it's quite dark. But I think it's super flattering, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. It's a sort of a deep, sort of slightly purpley grey, but I think it's just lovely. So I'm going to use this in addition to my chubby stick, and the way I'm going to use it is with my number 7 brush, and I'm going to cover the area that I've just applied that chubby stick. So I'm going to cover that up with my pad, my cotton pad, and I'm just going to work some of this Pewter eyeshadow into that outer corner, like that. Okay, you see that? See what I've done there? So the idea of this is to make my eyes look bigger and better, to make them look a better shape. And I think you can see in comparison with this one now what the effect of that is. So I'm just going to do that on the other eye. None of this takes me very long in the morning. I mean, I'm demoing this, I'm talking at the same time, so of course it all takes longer. But I like to do it carefully and quite precisely, but none of the techniques that I'm showing you are difficult. You just have to do them reasonably accurately and take a little bit of trouble over them, but it doesn't have to take ages. Now, the next bit, which is really important, is to get another number 7 brush and do quite a bit of blending, because the whole idea of eyeshadows is that they're shadows. They're not supposed to be blocks of color, really. They're supposed to add a shading, a shadowing to your eyes to add shape. So blending like this is very, very important. Okay, so that's it. I'm not going to do any more to my my eyelids as such. So I've done the chubby stick and I've done the Pewter eyeshadow. Now, and this, I often think this is really the critical bit. I'm not going to use an eyeliner, although I could use an eyeliner. Our eyeliners have been literally flying off the shelves ever since we introduced them. They've been incredibly popular and you love them, and I can understand why, because they give a lovely line along your lashes and they look gorgeous, and we've got some gorgeous colors. But I'm going to go back to the thing that I've always found works really well on me, and that's to use a darker eyeshadow. This one's Midnight Blue, and a wedge brush. And the reason I like this is because it's soft. It can be quite smudgy. I think it's really easy to get it right. Eyeliners you have to be really quite careful about, because if you apply it in the wrong way, it can look a bit lumpy. So I find this in many ways easier. So wedge brush, and then I just put that into the shadow. Protect the under part of my eye, again using a cotton pad, and then just literally push the wedge brush down into the base of my lashes like this. By the way, if you've got any questions, do leave them in the I think Amelia has just put that in there. She must have read my mind. But I'm very happy to answer any questions that you've got. Okay, so I'm freestyling this now, just literally pushing that product into the base of your lashes. And you all know why you're doing this. don't you? You're doing it because the effect, and again, if you compare this eye with this eye, the effect is that I now look like I've got eyelashes, because basically you're saying these eyelashes are so thick. Look where they go into the eyelid. They create this darkness because your eyelashes are so thick. So there you go. It's the whole effect is to make your eyelashes look thicker. So I'm just going to do that on the other eye. So just working it, wiggling it backwards and forwards and working it into the base of your lashes. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see why it works so well. How even is this? This eye, as that one, looks a little bit, I tell you what I'm going to do is I'll put a little bit more of the pewter eye shade. Where's that gone? This is the jeopardy of doing this live. So credit to Sally, because she always does it and it always looks so fantastic when she's doing it. So I am just going to even that up a little bit, because I think that's a bit unbalanced. So I'm going to put a little bit more on this eye. And of course, if you do this at home, that's what you're doing, aren't you? You're always checking in the mirror and just making sure that your eye's balanced. I think that's a bit better. Okay, I'm going to leave that now. So that's me done from the point of view of using the chubby stick, then the pewter eye shade, and then the midnight blue one along the lash line. And the last thing I'm going to do is to curl my eyelashes very quickly, and then I'm going to apply some mascara, and then I'm going to be done. So curling eyelashes, I most days curl my eyelashes. I think it makes a massive difference. And if I get in close, can you see where my eyelashes are? They're trapped between those two. And if I squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, when I take the eyelash curlers away, you can see that it's pushed my eyelashes up. So when I come to put my mascara on, you can really see my lashes much more clearly. So eyelash curlers are brilliant at doing that and helping your eyelashes to look better. I'm going to use our Live Lash mascara. I use the one that's not waterproof. I prefer it. If you like waterproof mascara, you find your eyes are a bit wet and run a bit, then obviously waterproof mascara will help you. And mascara makes all the difference to how good your eye makeup looks, I always think. Wiggle it into the base of the lashes, pull it back up the length of the lashes. And again, if I get in close, can you see that? And I always do my lower lashes as well. Okay, I think we're pretty much there. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that demonstration. I hope you think that my eyes look a lot better than they did when I started this morning, when I had no eye makeup on at all. And I hope you think that that's actually quite a pretty look. And you can see the effect of the chubby stick on that inner corner. It just gives a lovely pop of brightness, which I think is very flattering. So thank you for watching that. As I said, I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to pass over now to Sally, who's going to do a slightly different eye makeup demonstration for us.
Thank you, Tricia. I'm just trying to get myself on the screen now. Just there we go. Thank you. I think that looks fantastic, Tricia, and I am very, very excited. I haven't actually seen these new chubby sticks, so I can't wait to get my hands on them. And I think I agree with you, and it's really easy. But I love the fact that you've also got the non-shimmer shadow on the outer edge, so the two work together really, really well. So I, this morning, have done a very light all over makeup. It's usually me coming on with no makeup, so it's actually quite nice to come on with some makeup on this morning. So thank you for that, Tricia. So I've done a light day makeup. The one thing I did want to mention about eyes before I go into what I've done or what I'm going to do is to mention a product that actually we've got an amazing offer on, is the Night Revive Eye Cream. If you're going to put eye makeup on, it's really important that your eyes are really well hydrated, particularly, as Tricia mentioned, putting the concealer around here. If you've got older eyes, you often find this area of the skin is very, very thin and it gets quite dry. So what I always do is put a little bit of night cream on at night before I go to bed, sort of in this area and the orbital bone. And this product is amazing. It's got vitamins A, vitamin C, vitamin E, and it's got something called Camellia japonica extract. So it's a very hydrating, but not heavy eye cream. But if I put that on the night before, this area doesn't grab the makeup as it would if it was drier. If I haven't hydrated my eyes, the concealer will sort of go a little bit more cakey because it sort of grabs at it. So if I've got it hydrated, that doesn't happen. So I think the offer this week is, I mean, this product is amazing. You spend £25 and you get one of these, which are worth £40. So if you've not tried one, it's worth trying, definitely, this week. So it will make a difference to your general eye makeup. What I don't tend to do is I tend to do it at night because you don't want it to be really sort of too greasy in the morning. Some ladies do like to use it in the morning, but just to dab it off, not to put it on your eyelid. You don't need to use it on your actual eyelids, but just on that orbital bone. But if you're going to use it in the morning as well, just make sure it's not too heavy. But I use it the night before. Okay, so today I have already done my face makeup. So I've used Light Look Beauty Balm with a little bit of Continuous Cover foundation. Shades number 2, the foundation, number 1 of the Light Look Beauty Balm. I've got my blusher on. And I have used a very simple day eye makeup look. I put the colour cream, so it's the No Shimmer Shadow in cream, all over. The first thing I did, like Tricia, was I used my eye primer. And really important, particularly if you're going to keep your eye makeup on and do as I often do. I don't often take it all off, but if I'm going out in the evening, I want to give it a little bit of oomph, I just add to what I've already done in the morning. So because I've got my eye primer on, it means my eyeshadow won't go creasy and will last all day. But I can just top it up, which is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to show you how you can just transfer a light day look into a night look. So I've got the cream colour all over. And then I have used a shade called Cappuccino. Again, very neutral, this shade, but I have just put it, you can see, like Tricia used her sort of pewter grey, I've used it in that sort of socket area just to give a little bit of definition to my eye, but without it looking strong at all. I have used the eyeliner. Today I have used the Warm Taupe, this one, and the soft eyeliner, just, you can see, on the top of my lashes. And I have used a little bit underneath as well. And then what I did is I also used the wedge brush that Tricia used and just went over that with the Cappuccino just to sort of soften it. So I like to do both. And then I also used just one coat, not very much, of Live Lash mascara in black, waterproof. I defined my brows just very, very, very quickly with the Bring Back Brow in blonde. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to change it slightly to show you how you can just change your day into night in a simple way. So I'm going to take my Cappuccino, which is this one, and the brush number 7, and I'm just going to give it just a little bit more of a base colour, just to give that little bit of extra. What I should have done is what Tricia did, which is hold that up. So I'm just going to put that quickly over so that the cream is now just a little bit darker. I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm just creating a little bit of an extra base and smoothing out. If you have got any creasing, that will just get rid of that. But if you've used the primer, it shouldn't. If you sort of start on the outside and work in, you can have more of the colour on that outer edge. That works quite well that way. Okay, so hardly different, but you'll see it can work in a moment. What I'm now going to do is to take my brush number 9. So this is a smaller brush, and I'm going to take a slightly darker shade, not much darker, taupe to start with. I'm just building up. So what I want to do for a night look is just to build up that outer edge and make the eyes look a little bit more defined. So I'm going to slightly change the eyeliner too. But let's just take a little bit of taupe. So you can see now it's all the same tone. This colour will actually work, although I'm warmer, the colours I'm using will work if you are warm or if you are cool. So just building it up a little bit, just so that you can see there's that little bit more colour. I like to start with this one because I'm going to then go even stronger. But if I go straight in with a darker colour, I've got to know exactly where I'm putting it. So if you're a little bit unsure of this sort of where to put it, go in with something that's not too strong as your sort of, I call it the training colour. So you're getting a template, and then you can just build it up with something a little bit more exciting if you want to, depending on what you're wearing in your evening outfit. So again, just a little bit. By putting a darker colour on, you're pushing back. Dark colours push back, light colours bring forward. So if you've got hooded eyes and your eyes are sort of coming down a little bit, by putting a darker colour just above your socket line, you are creating a false higher socket line, which just makes your eyes look bigger. Makeup is all just tricks of the light. It's so clever, so clever. So more of this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a darker eyeliner. I'll come back and finish these in a moment and blend them. So I'm going to use, instead of the warm taupe, which I used earlier, I'm going to use one of my favorites, which is dark brown. And I am going to go over. So I like to start at the outside. What you don't want to do is drag your eye. So keep your eye in shape. I tend to start it at the last eyelash. That's my sort of, so that I don't go too far. And then I lift it slightly so that there's just a little bit of a lift to that outer edge. And then little short strokes. So you don't have to have really, really steady hands with these because they're so soft. The secret of these is, I think, not to try and draw one perfect line, but to think to yourself, I'm drawing on the lashes so that you don't get a gap, and little short strokes. And I like to do it about halfway, a little bit further, so that it's slightly wider at the outside. So this brown, as you can see, that eye now, the lashes on that eye should look thicker than the lashes on that eye because I've got a darker colour on there, which is what Tricia was doing earlier as well. It just makes your lashes look so much thicker. So this eye, I'm not able to do. So what I have to do is pinch that eye like that. Last lash, a little bit up. Because I've already got a colour on, it makes it even easier because I'm just going over what I've already done. It's not as scary. You can see where I've done it, hopefully, and just lift that up. What I'm now going to do is a tiny bit underneath. You don't necessarily need to, but I will just demonstrate. Just a little bit of the dark. underneath. Some ladies don't like to put any underneath, but you can if you want to. Now, this is where it gets fun. I'm going to use a really dark color. And this is Tricia used the midnight blue. This is my version. This is chocolate. So it's a dark brown, which also works really, really well actually on some cooler colors, even though it's brown, because it's got a little bit of a sort of purpley hue to it. If you've not tried this one, I love it. What I'm going to do is to take this brush, take just a little bit of the brown and go over that little outer corner again. And because I've already got the other colours on, you see, it enables me to put it in the right place and not be scared of it. Whereas if I went straight in with a really dark colour, it would be sort of a bit too much. So I've done my sort of area of where it's going to be. I'm not putting loads on, but it just will give that extra oomph. And if you are cooler, you could use the charcoal grey to do this with, or you could use aubergine, or you could even use that midnight blue that Tricia used as the eyeliner, just a little bit of that, just to give that little bit of extra oomph on that outer edge. What I'm going to do now is go back with my brush number 7 and blend it really well. If you're using a dark colour, you need to blend more and more, just so that one colour looks like it's sort of flowing into another colour, melting into another colour. So really well blended. And then I'm going to go back with my wedge brush, number 8. And even though I've used a chocolate brown eyeliner, I still love to use a little bit of eyeshadow over the top to do 2 things. Firstly, to set it so that it really doesn't budge. And secondly, to soften it. So Tricia did it without using the eyeliner underneath. I like to use the eyeliner underneath and then do exactly the same. So pressing it into the base of the lashes. And this also means that you don't have to be perfect with your eyeliner, because you're going to be sort of smudging it, softening it with an eyeshadow. So it's not like you're putting on a liquid eyeliner that has to look perfect. My specs. And you can hopefully see that my eyes now look a little bit more dramatic than they did when I first came on. So let's just do the other side again. I tend to go out to in, just soften that line and give a little bit of extra definition. It's so easy to do. And if you don't want to use the eyeliner, then just use the brush and the eyeshadow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give myself an extra layer of mascara. And that's what's so good also about our mascaras. You can build them up. Some mascaras you can't build up once they're dry, but these you can. So I am going to just take some more of my black live lash mascara and just really wiggle it through the lashes. I also use my eyelash curlers in the morning. Ideally, you shouldn't use eyelash curlers once you've got mascara on, but I am sometimes a little bit naughty and put a quick squeeze of an eyelash curler at this point and then put my second coat on. But ideally you shouldn't, because it's not so good for the lashes. So hopefully if you've curled them in the morning, they should still be slightly curled. So I'm just really wiggling and blinking onto it. So you hopefully can see that that eye now already looks a little bit more defined than this one. So just an extra coat of mascara. And I didn't put any mascara on my bottom lashes this morning, which I don't always do. Usually I do, but I wanted to show you the effect without. But now I am going to put a little bit on. Again, I feel it just completes the look when you put your mascara on. Let's try and get to those outer edges if you can. And that will also sort of elongate the eye. Right, 2 more things and then we are done for my eyes. So instant bright highlight. Again, I didn't do that this morning, but I am going to put a little bit on now. So this brush, just a little bit underneath my brow, just brings that little bit of light forward. So it helps to define your brows even more, as Tricia said. And let's just put a little bit on my cheekbones as well, ready for the night look. Now, if I had a chubby pencil, I'm feeling very sad because I haven't got one yet, but if I had one, what I could do is, as Tricia did, I could actually put a little bit either in the inner corner of my eye or just in the center, just to make it my eyes pop forward. So that would be an extra thing when they come out that I would probably do for my night look. You can do that with the sheer brilliance colors as well, which we've got golden mist, silver mist, or soft moss. And I'm going to just do one more thing to my brows. So I'm going to just define them a little bit more for evening. So using a spoolie brush first, number 6, just to shape them a little bit. And now I'm going to use my Bring Back Brow, this one, Bring Back Brow shape in brown. So sometimes I use blonde, but for evening, I quite like to use brown. So it just gives me a little bit more definition. So I shook it. It's a little basically a paintbrush. What I'm doing, because I've already done it, I'm just going to fill in a little bit more and lengthen. So this is a great product because it's waterproof and you can physically paint in missing hair. As we get older, everything just, I don't know where these brows go, but they just disappear. So you can fill it in with little short feathery strokes. And the secret to this product is to then take the spoolie brush. I always do this. I always put the spoolie brush down at this point. Here it is. And just soften. And finally, concealer. Again, at the end of putting on a slightly stronger eye color, it's quite nice to just clear everything up because you might find that you've got a few blobs of things. So what I like to do right at the end is to go back in. So I'm going in with my concealer, this one, and concealer brush, just making sure that there's no little blobs, just cleaning up any areas that there might you just might have blobbed or made a bit of a mess. Just check everything is clean. Do the same with a cotton bud as well. You can just use a cotton bud to go over. But hopefully you can just see that my eyes, they're not wildly different, but if you're in a hurry and you just want to just give yourself that little bit of extra oomph, if you've done a very simple makeup in the morning, you can just enhance it very quickly, ready for the evening. And I would say good mirrors are essential. So if you need a magnifying mirror, get yourself a magnifying mirror, and good light really makes all the difference with eye makeup. It is, as Tricia said, it's a little bit more intricate. It is a little bit more fiddly than any other makeup that you do. So it takes a bit of time, it takes a bit of practice, it takes good light, good mirror, and good brushes. So I'll hand back to Tricia now.
Should let me unmute myself. Thank you, Sally. That was brilliant and really interesting to see. Again, I try and pin myself. There we go. Interesting to see how pretty your eyes looked when you'd finished there, enhancing them a little bit more for evening light. Remember, the light is different in the evening than it is during the day, and therefore you can have bolder and slightly stronger eye makeup in that kind of light. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you very, very, very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have your company. I hope you've found that useful and interesting. And don't forget the special offer, which is IFAB for that eye cream. If you want to try it, it's a really good way to try it, to see if you like it and to see if it suits you. So that's it for our Magic Makeup Monday in February. Join us again in March when we'll do another one. I'm not sure what that will be about, but do join us and you'll see. And as I said, thank you for joining us. Have a lovely, lovely week. And yeah, have a good February, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, Sally.
Bye-bye.